Tex Murphy is the greatest detective adventure there is. So, enjoy. The environment itself feels very, atmospheric. It doesn't look empty. It has this nice noir, dark,
and
detective.
Even back then,
atmosphere.
the game was super interactable. Check the.
So, for example, when you interact with something, you get the cutscene. It's a good example.
I like because it's like one sandwich and that's it.
This sandwich is about as fresh as Nilo's undershirt.
By the way, things like that do matter.
Mm-hmm.
You might get points or find extra cash or something, exploring. And overall, just the lore of the game. So, for example, we have a Nilo's note.
Looks like Nilo's
to-do
in for a
list.
busy and productive day.
Which is like a bunch of bullshit. Which is fun to do, and sometimes you don't even know what you would uncover. So this game has a huge replayability factor.
Hold it right there, you sneaking piece of slop.
Hello, Nilo. Good to see you, too.
Ain't we polite today? Strolling in here like some kind of sunbeam from heaven. That's more like it.
Well, now that we're all square, can you take a look at a photo for me?
No comprende? Yeah. That's better, amigo.
There are many ways to achieve your goal in this game. By, for example, you can threaten him, you can buy him off, and or whatever. But by the way, it's important to mention right away, this is one of those games where your choices matter. So, for example, anything you do will actually affect the later on.
Yeah, there's 3 types of endings, and each type of ending has its own ending.
Yeah.
So, every single choice affects the game.
Recognize the man in this photo?
Yeah, I seen him before.
What can you tell me about it?
He used to stay here, gone now.
Which room did he stay in?
Hey,
What name did he use when he signed in?
Matthews. Tyson Matthews.
Okay. Well, thanks for the help.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. P-break.
And go to Unity.
Anyways, let's go explore. So we're looking for Unit A. By the way, at the beginning of the game, remember, is it something or?
Oh yeah.
That must be the outline of the last tenant who tried to skip out on his rent.
See, every time we play, we play this game so many times and we still find something new every time. And by the way, at the beginning of the game, we have left through the fire escape. But technically, you could use the main, the main exit. But then you would have to pay the rent, which we did anyway.
Yeah.
So it just shows you that the choices become relevant right at the beginning of a game. Anyway, so we need to get into the door.
It's all locked up. What a scumbag.
Going back to Nilo. Playing this game for the first time, you're going to be running around a lot. We already know what to do, so obviously.
Yeah. Here's a little trick. Hold on. Go to the door. Any door.
Yeah.
All the way. Face it. Push. Hold. Don't open it. Just push it. And I'll open it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This way you can instantly enter.
Huh. Anyways.
Or get the code. Fucking Tyson Matthews.
Is there something or no?
What do you want?
There's something I forgot to ask you. I figure I paid you enough already, so you owe me.
Well, you figured wrong. You're off by about $500.
Well, I'm not going to give you another dime. You give me the information or I'll turn that mug of yours into taco meat.
Okay. On account of my good mood, I won't charge you. Besides, I can't fit any more of your money in my pocket.
Naya is such a dick.
Yes, he is.
Nilo looks around like he's about to sell some government secret and then lets me take a peek in his special notebook. The code is 4827.
We're gonna need to write that down.
Yeah, by the way, thing to remember, this is not one of those games where you uncover the code and it will automatically open the door for you. write it down. If somebody told you something once, if you didn't write it down, you're gonna have to go back and ask him again. Probably it's gonna be a hilarious reaction.
Yes, it is.
What was the quote?
Now 4827.
The game is, instead of chapters, it's days.
Yeah.
So you could do a lot more throughout a day, but because we already know what to do, we're going to be kind of skipping ahead. So the crucial event of this day was to actually get into the room where Thomas Malloy, the person we were looking for, was staying.
And get knocked out.
My head feels like it's full of molasses.
This is where your searching skills actually come handy. So, like I said previously, don't just click on an object. Actually, go through everything. Open every drawer. Examine everything. Open every envelope, and actually read what's inside the envelope, because here you're gonna get a lot of clues. Practically, searching for information will give you extra topics to ask, extra items that might help your investigation. And it's actually gives you a lot more background information on everything. By the way, I forgot to mention, it's important to go through your inventory. So at the beginning of the game, we actually got the picture of the person we're looking for. So let's just look at it. So this is Thomas Malloy. And this is our client who gave us the job.
So Fitzpatrick's staying at the Savoy. Guess I can call him on my vid phone if I need to talk with him.
And it was important to go through your inventory because now we have his phone number and we can contact him at any time. This is not one of those games that drag you by hand.
Yeah.
You have to think. Okay, let's go visit Rook. We used to travel through the city and everywhere else until we realized that there is actually a fast travel where you click travel. Let's say actually the whole game is set in North America, and I think even like you're gonna go somewhere else.
Yes.
Then you have the San Francisco itself. Then even your Chandler Avenue has all the locations. So as soon as you uncover the location, you can fast travel to it, which is very convenient feature. Again, going back to 1997, you would see those things only later on in games like Fallout. So this is the Chandler's Avenue. By the way, about the game, like about the atmosphere, look at the environment.
1997.
And I like this whole, noir setting. Here's the San Francisco in front of us and all this kind of, detective atmosphere. By the way, remember you mentioned controls.
Mm-hmm.
And you might see me walking a little bit drunk, but I can't even describe the controls. I'm not complaining, it's not bad. It's actually, you get used to it. Not like, I don't know, it's not bad, but you don't use any arrow keys. You walk with the mouse and you control the speed of walking with the mouse. And remember, 1997, there is no third button or wheel.
Yeah.
So everything is done with a standard mouse. I can't describe it. When you play it, you'll know.
Up already, Murphy? And it isn't even lunchtime yet.
Here you go, Shorty. I told you I'd pay you back as soon as I got a case, didn't I?
Well, let's pop the champagne and have a parade. Murphy paid me back.
I'd love to drink some bubbly with you, Rook, but I'm pretty busy with the case. That's another reason why I stopped by.
Ordinarily, Murphy, I'd tell you what to do with your irritating questions. But after all, you did pay me back. I suppose I can spare you a few moments.
I need to redeem this receipt.
You didn't pawn this.
Well, I hope my new purchase will help me out.
I've seen this man before. That's the name of the man whose pawn receipt you brought in.
By the way, because we're going to be cutting a lot, we should remind everyone what the game is about. So we're looking for Thomas Malloy, a missing friend of our client.
Gordon Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
Never heard the name in my life. No. Next question. How should I know who that is? Never heard the name in my life.
No.
I like that. I like that you can ask
Virtually
anybody
anything.
about anything, and sometimes I was surprised the response I would get. There's so much care and love was put into creating this game, and by the way, the main character, that Tex Murphy himself, is the creator of the game. And I'm surprised how many friends he got from Hollywood, because you're gonna see a lot of famous actors. In fact, there is a voice of great PI in the sky,
James Earl Jones.
who is a Darth Vader, and also there is Donna's mom from the '70s show,
Yeah.
and many more actors, very famous actors.
Barry Corbin,
So you beat us to the box.
Kevin McCarthy,
You know about the boxes.
Tanya Roberts,
So where's the box?
John Agar,
It was a spacecraft.
and Chris Jones as Tex Murphy, PI.
The Brew and Stew, Louie's Diner, is more of a home to me than my place at the Ritz. Louie's probably my best friend if I have one.
Life! I noticed you talking to that older gentleman last night. I bet Rook $20 that he hired you to do some work for him.
Well, I'm happy to report that Rook owes you $20, though I'm sure he's going to be real happy about paying off the bet.
I think Rook's only nice to members of the fairer sex, and not too many of them. So I was right. You did get a job.
My client's looking for a friend of his. He's not having too much luck finding him. He gave me a nice advance to see what I could turn up.
Congratulations, Mike. It must be a relief to be working again. Oh, yeah. I remember this scarf. She was real pretty, though a little heavy on the makeup. I think she said her name was Emily. Well, Mike, if I had to guess, I'd say it's written in Yucatec. It's a Mayan language spoken in southern Mexico. I can't help you with the translation, though.
Chris Jones, the creator of the game, I think he likes all the lost civilizations and everything, because there's a lot of references to Maya, a lot of reference to Aztec
The Coco Cabana
civilizations.
was just opened by
Yeah.
a reformed bunk. Louis told me that you might be able to help me out.
Ah, how's that?
Well, he says you're quite a world traveler. Tell me what you make of this.
Let's see. Here it is. The cheese
Yeah?
factory is on fire. Hell, I can't read any of that crap. Jesus, I tell Louis I went to Tijuana a couple times, and now what? Suddenly I'm Marco Polo?
What did he say?
Cheese factory is on fire.
Crap. Oh my god. Offer.
Scarf.
Scarf, yeah.
I've seen this scarf before. A girl came by here wearing it.
So Emily works at the Flamingo with someone named Gus Leach. Now that I got the key, maybe I should go ahead and pay him a little visit.
Because again, I don't know what parts of the game we're cutting. Just to give you an update, we're looking for Thomas Malloy, a missing person.
Are you dead serious? Are you fucking serious?
No, I don't know, depends. And we have located his room when he was staying. In that room we found a scarf, and that scarf belongs to a girl working in the Flamingo Club. That's where we're going right now.
You recognize this?
Well, you're a regular Boy Scout, aren't you?
What's funny you'd say that, because I used to be a Boy Scout, Troop 77. But now I'm a PI, and I'd like to ask you a few questions.
What's that smell?
I'm not sure, but my best guess is this is what you're smelling. Oh, it's not mine. Really.
Where'd you get this?
Well, I found it next door at the Ritz. That's where I live, and I've been trying to find out who it belongs to.
I'll make sure it gets to the right person. Now, why don't you run along before I call the cops?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think Mr. Leach and I hit it off pretty darn well. At least he told me what I wanted to know. Emily lives at the Flamingo.
Okay, let's go see
Chelsea's
Chelsea.
apartment.
So the game is not located only in San Francisco itself. I mean, it goes way beyond.
Yeah.
When I get to Chelsea's apartment at the Four Gables, there's a knot in my stomach as big as a
We still show
cantaloupe.
up.
She's
He's probably convinced. You did stood her up. Like, okay, you were unconscious, but come on.
Got it, let me do.
Okay. I know this looks really bad, and you're probably really upset with me.
You're damn right I'm upset. I didn't deserve to be stood up.
This has to be one of the worst days of my life. I finally get a date with you and somebody decides to knock me out.
Oh, I have heard a lot of lame excuses, but this has got to be the worst one ever.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. I was out for like 16 hours.
And why should I believe you?
I told you before, Chelsea, I am crazy about you. And I'd do anything to make you crazy about me. I couldn't help not being here last night. But if you're not going to believe me, we might as well call it quits right now. I mean, we'll never get anywhere if you can't take me at my word.
You're right. I'm sorry. I was just really looking forward to seeing you, and well, then you didn't come, and well, I figured you'd changed your mind.
No way. You can feel the bump on my head if you want.
Ooh. Are you okay?
Nothing a little TLC and 4 fingers of bourbon wouldn't take care of.
I am really not in any shape to go out for a drink. I've been up all night, and I am a total wreck. Give me a day or two to recover, and, well, we'll start all over. Okay?
Okay.
I am sorry that you had a bad night. And I'm even more sorry that I got so mad at you. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Fuchsia Flamingo proudly presents your entertainment.
I fly back home and walk over to the front door of the Flamingo. Luckily, someone other than Leach is checking the memberships. I get a nice older couple to sponsor me, and I'm in like Flynn. Looks like Lucy Love is wearing the scarf I gave to Leach. Nice to meet you, Emily. Now I just gotta figure out how to get a minute of your time. Unfortunately, Leach hasn't taken his eyes off me since I sat down. He's probably wondering how I got in. I better get a move on before he throws me out. As soon as he gives me an opening, I'll see if I can slip upstairs to Emily's apartment.
So, actually, we played this game so many times, and we never were able to, get Chelsea and Tex to be together until we realized we're making a mistake. So usually, you would see us being here with Chelsea. We would use Chelsea to get in, and then while we're on a date with Chelsea, Tex would pay attention to this girl, to Emily, because she's wearing the scarf, so she knows something. And she was in that room. And we would blow it. Every time when we play the game, we would blow it. We would get a good ending.
Yeah.
But the romantic side of the game, it would never, get anywhere. So actually it's first for us.
Exactly.
So this time we're actually here by ourselves without actually involving Chelsea.
Actually, yeah. Okay. That's creepy.
Come near me and I'll scream. I mean it.
Hold on. I just need to talk to you for a minute.
So
she gave us an important note, and she told us that somebody was following her, and she's convinced that, he's gonna kill her.
we cut the main cutscene in the beginning, and apart from our story, there is also a news about a Black Arrow killer, a serial killer who is killing women in San Francisco. which is like at the moment is irrelevant to our story, but she told us that she is being hunted down by this killer and gave us a note. And practically the deal is help me, save me, and I'll tell you everything I know about Thomas Malloy.
And also, this is new for us.
Yeah. And the amount of times we played the game, I never realized that this was there.
Men are imbeciles, women are erratic. Is this any good?
Well, not really. The guy generalizes too much, and I think all people who generalize are idiots.
Well, I'll have to cross that off my list of things to do.
So, to what do I owe this pleasant, yet entirely unprecedented visit?
Oh, you know how we women are. I've just been thinking things over again.
Oh, it's not a gender issue. I've been known to think things over on occasion.
Yeah, well, I finally reached a firm decision. I think. Something you said the other day has stuck in my head. You know, you told me that if I left, that you'd still be here when I got back. Did you mean that?
Listen, Chelsea, I've been like a rabbit in heat whenever I was near you for a long time now. But if there's one thing I've learned from you, it's patience. I can wait for you to come around.
It's nice to hear. I've decided I need a break. Time to decide what I want to do with the rest of my life. There's just one thing I need to ask you before I go. Tell me what you think about love. You know, romantic love.
Well, falling in love is like bungee jumping. Except the other person gets to hook up the bungee cord and you can't check to see if it's fastened to anything.
Sounds like you're not too interested in trying it again.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just I've got to be more careful this time. Same thing if I ever do the bungee thing again. Next time I won't eat a whole plate of nachos right before I jump.
Oh, I feel the same way. Oh, about being careful and not rushing into anything. Although, I must admit, of late, I've had some pretty strong impulses about you.
Tell me about these impulses.
Oh, doctor, I've had this urge to do something like... Wait, can't do this. It just could be too dangerous.
But I like danger. I like acrobatic danger right here on...
Look, Tex, I am really attracted to you. I mean, like, really. In fact, lately I've even been imagining what it would be like to, you know. And, well, that's why I need to take this trip to Phoenix, to make sure I'm thinking with my head. Oh, I can't guarantee anything, but when I come back, don't be surprised if I come looking for you, Mr. Murphy. And you better be ready.
We played this game so many times in the past, and I even knew they have this such an intimate moment together, because in our playthrough should be already a long time gone. So practically what Emily told us is that help me by saving me and I'll tell you everything I know about Thomas Malloy. And she handed us a note, a note that she apparently scrapped from the killer, so we need to put it together. Luckily,
she's torn it to pieces.
Luckily, we have a copy of a note, but we're gonna have to put it together again in the game. By the way, Tex Murphy has really hard puzzles. Not only logic puzzles, but even something like this, where you have to, find the pattern. Unless you have this, you wouldn't find it on the internet, first of all. For some reason, nobody would post a picture of a complete letter. And you're lucky with skipping. For you, it's gonna be all skipped.
What's the world coming to when everything's going the way of the gun? What's the world coming to if life is a shadow of what has been done? I want you to know, don't take it slow.
You guys are very lucky because it takes fucking time. Even if you have a note right here in front of you, it still takes a fucking time to put together. So here you go, the last piece. And here's the note.
This note doesn't tell me much of anything. Maybe Mac Malden, my contact at SFPD, can shed a little light on it. He owes me a favor anyway.
By the way, the police station is actually, the Malden is brother of Chris Jones, the creator of the game, and the Tex Murphy himself.
I've known Lieutenant Mac Malden for years, and occasionally we help each other out.
Well, as I live and breathe, it isn't Tex Murphy, my little PI pal.